Hi, I'm Captain Grant Coppin with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry I was out last week, but we got some good trout action here just south of PETA along this east grass line. The tides are super low right now, so there's almost no fish in the shallow flats. They're up here for just a short period of time, but that oppressive heat has got them going down deep, getting on the edges quick to relieve from the heat. We've been throwing croaker. Also been throwing some shrimp for the black drum, catching them along here. As long as you don't throw it in the grass and the perch tear it up, you throw it in the sand, you have a better chance of catching your trout or black drum. And it's right here, all the way to pure oil. Really is good. A lot of boats are fishing here, so you have to be careful not to interrupt somebody's fishing. I would stay about 150 yards away from somebody fishing either north or south of you. Down here in the ICW, of course, this is like the highway for fish, and we've been catching a lot of good trout in here. Just fishing the edge. If I don't get my keepers over there in Beecrofts, I get overrun by little ones, my first retrieve is to come back here and get down in the ICW. West side, east side, it doesn't matter. In the morning, early morning, you'll see the slicks coming out of Nighthawk, drifting into the ICW. But really, I like to come over here later in the day, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, come in here, get those croaker down low, and catch some good trout. Also, you'll catch an occasional redfish coming in here on croaker. Back here in Deadman's, we've been finding a few schools of black drum. They're not in here real thick yet, but they are in here, so it's a spot you can stop on the way back. If you're heading north, come in here, fish these schools. Be real considerate to some of the other guides and fishermen in here. There's a lot of kayakers, they don't have the option to go everywhere a boat can go, so just be considerate to all fishermen, and we're all out here to catch fish. Doesn't matter if we limit out, but what it does matter is that we're all having a good time on the water. And this is one of those areas where tempers can flare, but you want to remember we're all out here to have a good time and catch you some fish. Over here, start of the meadows. This grass line's been producing real good. We caught tons of trout in here, tons of little ones really. But we were fishing with shrimp, and that's kind of what you get when you just throw a shrimp out there. But it was 3 seconds and we had a fish on. Tons of little fish. But if I would have had some croaker left and I would have thrown a croaker or two in here, I guarantee we would have had better quality fish. This also has been good earlier in the morning when we've been catching them bigger fish early in the morning with the croaker. So come in here, throw some croaker, get some better fish. All right, over here on the tide gauge bar, the tide's been low. You see a lot of the tide gauge exposed or just under the water. So be careful when you come over here. But the thing I'm putting it in here for is we're catching tons of those puppy and butterfly drum. The 14, 16, 18-inch drum that are good eaters, throwing just dead shrimp or a live shrimp with the tail pinched off. Throw it up there on the tide gauge bar and just let it sit in that sand. Now, the way to find areas of the tide gauge bar that are better than others, because I know it's really long, it goes all the way down to East Clayburg Point. So you can come in here and look for any kind of bird activity or mullet jumping or any kind of fish busting on the water. That's going to be a better sign on the tide gauge bar than the others. It's been really windy lately, so as the winds go down this week, more and more boats will be able to fish this and come over here and not be so pressured like the other schools of drum, which I won't even mention. They have been just beat up to all get out. But over here on the tide gauge bar, not too many fishermen have been over here, and there's lots of good drum to be had.
I'm Captain Grant Coppin. Thanks for watching.